Day 6 of the Commonwealth Games, and David Rudisha begins his 800-metre campaign on the track, while there are hurdles to overcome for the decathletes and heptathletes. No hurdles at the mountain biking, but plenty of hills to climb in the women's cross-country event. And rolling with the punches is the name of the game as we reach the quarter-final stage in the ring. Our first port of call is a busy first session of athletics. The third day of competition inside Glasgow's famous Hampden Stadium saw the conclusion of the men's decathlon. At the midway point, Canada's Damien Warner led the way ahead of John Lane from England, with Kurt Felix from Grenada in the bronze medal position. One of the favourites for the gold, John Stein from Australia, found himself propping up the table after being disqualified from the 100 metres after 2 false starts. The day's events began with the 110-metre hurdles. Curtis Matthew from Wales took the first heat with a personal best time of 14.88. And it was Australian Stephen Kane clocking up a season's best 14.85 who took the second heat. Leaders Warner and Lane both went in Heat 3.
Warner alongside the vacant lane is the first to rise and is already stretching away. Now, if this is a clean hurdling technique and a fluent race, and so far it's without blemish, now he hits one, but across the line as he wraps another in 13.51. Superb hurdling from Warner. It's a lifetime best unofficially, with a 0.5 metre following wind, and Warner was in a different class to the rest.
So after 6 events, the top 4 remain the same, with Curtis Matthews making the biggest progress. He jumped 3 places into 7th position. In the discus discipline, it was Grenada's Kurt Felix who made the most of his first 2 throws, with 2 consecutive personal bests. The Welshman Curtis Matthew also threw a personal best of 47.85 metres with his second attempt. But it was Felix's younger half-brother Lyndon Victor who had the throw of the day.
And that's a big throw from him. Yes, sails over 50 metres, so that's valuable points for Lyndon Victor. And certainly his best 51.72. That could come into play here. Very tall, long arms and a big pull on the discus. So good technique for a decathlete. 51.29, just shy of his lifetime best, but that's going to move him up the scoreboard.
So with good performances in the discus, Felix and Matthews both moved up 1 place in the standings, with Canada's Damien Warner still the man to catch. In the pole vault discipline of the men's decathlon, Warner was hoping this jump of 4.50 metres would be enough to cement his lead at the top of the standings, but there were some specialist jumpers in the field.
Third and final attempt at this height. Let's give him an extra 30 points or so over the 490 clearance he has. And he's got it. Good job, Ben Gregory. The Welshman clear at 5 metres. He's lapping up the attention.
So it wasn't the best jump of the round for Warner, but it was enough to hold on to top spot in the standings. England's John Lane moves back up to 2nd, ahead of Kurt Felix from Grenada. Day 6 also saw the start of the women's heptathlon event, with one of the tournament favourites, Katarina Johnson-Thompson from England, forced to pull out through injury. The competition was wide open. Australia's World Challenge champion Sophie Stanwell and Delhi silver medalist from Canada Jessica Zelinka would both have their sights set on gold in Glasgow. The first event was the 100-metre hurdles. And in Heat 1, it was Stanwell who came in first with a time of 14.81 seconds. Zelinka and teammate Brianne Thiessen-Eaton would go in Heat 2.
Good start from Thiessen-Eaton, and she's the first to rise, but now it's Zelinka. Thiessen-Eaton's hit one, and Zelinka's coming away. This is terrific hurdling. Zelinka up towards the line, and look at the clock. Let's look at the time. Oh, 12.84. It's her best of the season by a long, long way. that would grace the individual event. And Jessica Zelinka back in competition here, trying to put pressure on Brianne Tyson-Eaton, and she has done precisely that. Tyson-Eaton taking second in 13.18, and Zelinka's time rounded down to 12.83. It's good enough for 1,150 points.
So confirmation that Canada's Jessica Zelinka leads the way ahead of teammate Brianne Tyson-Eaton. The second event of the day was the high jump, and we begin with the leader.
And she's over. She's making hard work of it. So 169, it's a season's best for Zelinka. She goes second attempt at 1.84 m. And she's over. So Tyson-Eaton has a second round clearance at 1.84 m. That's a good jump too.
So it was Canada's Brianne Tyson-Eaton who took the high jump ahead of England's Grace Clement, who secured a season best jump of 1.75 metres. Confirmation of the standings after two events, and Canada's Brianne Tyson-Eaton leapfrogs teammate Jessica Zelinka into first place. There was some real star quality on show in the men's 800 metres, with Olympic and world champion David Rudisha from Kenya lining up in Heat 1. Could anyone catch the world record holder? We join with a lap left to run.
Rudisha looks so comfortable, Tim.
He does, and you'd expect him to be loping around at this pace. 52.23 for him. It's very, very comfortable indeed, but he's been whittling himself into good form, Rudisha, this last few weeks, with improvements in each of his races. His four races, he's got down to 142. The one question mark, I suppose, is with so much of the winter miss, has he got the strength to survive 3 races in 3 days, which is what is required for the final, but he does look comfortable.
Yeah, he does. Mike Rimmer's just latched onto the back of him, and here comes the Jamaican, Ricardo Cunningham, and he moves into second place. Remember, it's the first 3 to go through by right. Learmouth has got a lot of sprinting to do, and so has McBride of Canada to come into contention now. Top 3, remember, go through to the semi-final tomorrow. Rudisha, Rimmer, and now Cunningham under pressure from Learmouth. They know he's got to get into the top 3, and I don't think he's going to do it, is he? Rudisha gets there, Rimmer in second, Cunningham in third, Learmouth in fourth, and McBride fading in that race. 1:46.90, and that was very, very easily achieved.
In Heat 3, the world indoor champion from England, Andrew Osagi's games looked to have come to an early end, as he was disqualified for impeding Wales's Joe Thomas. He has, though, appealed the decision. So to confirm the qualifiers for the semi-finals, David Rudisha tops the list with that 1:46.89 run, ahead of England's Michael Rimmer. Olympic silver medalist Nigel Amos from Barbados also goes through, but took his foot right off the gas in his heat in the closing stages, with his qualification already guaranteed. There were high expectations for the 6-time Olympic gold medalist David Weir from England in the 1500 metre T54 event. He lined up in Heat 1 alongside Delhi bronze medalist from Canada Josh Cassidy. We join with a lap to go.
Well, they'll go up and take the bell this time, and it's Coleman, Australia, from Cassidy, and then goes Weir, accelerating now onto the outside, and instantly as the burn-up is on, the crowd responds.
Yes, it's going to be an entertaining finish. 3 of them, all shoulder to shoulder down the back straight, and Dave Weir puts in a fantastic injection of pace. Cassidy's in second. Coleman struggling to hang on, which might allow Nicholson, the other Australian, to come into the mix for the 3rd automatic spot. But this is good from Dave Weir. It's sharp, it's punchy, and he's sending a message that he is absolutely back. The time is an irrelevance. He can now afford to ease up. The decisive move came at 2:50. He sits up in the chair as he crosses the line. Cassidy second, and it was Coleman just by half a chair from Nicholson. Nicholson may well go through as the fastest loser. Well, that was a really fascinating race. Of course, winning it was an irrelevance in one sense. You only needed to come in the top 3.
In qualification for the men's 110-metre hurdles, England's Andy Turner was looking for a big start in Heat 1 as he aimed to defend the title he won in Delhi.
A pretty even start all round, really, but Brathwaite and Turner's gone already. And Riley going very strongly, and Brathwaite, these two, Riley and Brathwaite, they're the 1 and 2, with Al-Amin in third place, 13.47 the time. And Andy Turner sitting on the track just off your shot. He's had such bad luck. And the defending champion didn't get all the way down this time, so such a difficult situation for him. He's not been right all year, but Andrew Riley looked very, very good indeed at 13.47. And Brathwaite in second place. And Al-Amin, as I gave it, in third.
In Heat 2, Gregmar Swift from Barbados qualified fastest, with Lawrence Clark from England taking the other automatic spot. And it was another Barbados-England 1-2 in Heat 3, Ryan Braithwaite finishing just ahead of William Sharman. So confirmation of the qualifiers for the men's final later on day 6, and it's Andrew Riley from Jamaica who clocked the fastest time, ahead of Ryan Braithwaite from Barbados and England's William Sharman. The women's 400-metre hurdles saw Scotland's poster girl of the Games and Delhi silver medalist Ailey Child line up in the first heat. Canada's Chanice Chase and Nikita Tracy from Jamaica likely to pose the biggest challenge. It was a nervy start for the athletes as Josanne Lucas from Trinidad and Tobago was disqualified for a false start.
They are away this time at the second attempt. Going out hard on the outside is Chase, as she's being closed down by Pekin. The Australian, Ailey Child, has almost run both of them down into the back straight. Tracy has a little bit of ground to make up on the inside, the Jamaican, but Ailey Child is out on her own at the moment. Okoro trying to come through on the inside, following Tracy, but this is about Ailey Child and making it as steady as she can. She wants to win this heat, of course, but conserve her energy for the final. Tracy starting to come away in second place, although the Canadian Chase is regathering a little bit of momentum. They're all tiring behind Ailey Child, who's in a class of her own here, 55-56. It was Chase who came through for second. Tracy will have to wait to see if she goes through as a fastest loser.
Former junior world champion Genevieve Russell from Jamaica was the winner in Heat 2 with a time of 56.18, finishing just ahead of South Africa's Wenda Theron.
Last heat of the women's 400-metre hurdles. The best athlete in the world this year in this distance is Khalees Spencer of Jamaica. She starts on the inside in 1. Spencer coming right back to her best form, and she'll want to lay down a little declaration of intent to Ailey Child and the rest of the field in making this as smooth and impressive as possible going through to the final. She's already up onto the shoulder of the Nigerian. Balili going well for Trinidad on the outside, and so too Lauren Wells, the Australian. And Khalees Spencer just taking it nice and easy. She does start quite steadily, but we can expect the Jamaican to start coming through on the inside. Balili has been passed through by Lauren Wells, so it's the Australian from the Trinidadian, and now Khalees Spencer starting to wind it up on the inside. This is a good run from the Australian, semi-finalist in the World Juniors a few years ago. Balili's been passed by the Nigerian for third, so Khalees Spencer 55-46, just jogging through the line. Lauren Wells takes the second automatic spot, and Ogabunam of Nigeria came through and passed Balili, so she'll have to wait to see if she goes through as the fastest loser.
And those are the qualifiers. Khalees Spencer, world #1 this year, leading the way from the home favourites Ailey Child, favourites of the Scottish crowd. Lauren Wells, Australia, Geneve Russell, Jamaica, and they'll be in the final coming up tomorrow.